I will say that like one thing I remember about in Germany was as soon as I got into my first taxi in Germany, it seemed like everybody just drove super fast. Everyone was just
Really?
like, yeah, the at least all the taxi drivers, every single one, like they were just like flooring it, and then they'd slam on their brakes, then floor it, slam on their brakes. I don't know,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. They have this problem. They don't know what it's like to drive at just a constant rate of 30. They have to
yeah,
go like 60, 20. But also, they drive really slowly. Like, I have the impression that they drive really fucking slowly.
yeah,
I get so mad at like a lot of taxi drivers when I'm like late to the airport, which is on me. Like, I'm aware of that.
yeah,
But they're like just taking their time, getting to the
yeah,
airport, doing the thing. And I'm like, can you drive at like higher than 30 kilometers per hour? And they just can't. I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe it's a Portuguese thing that we actually drive pretty fast, but it's just like, really? You really have to do this to me now when I'm trying to go to the airport? But they
There was
do
time,
like,
yeah, yeah. There was times where I was actually like kind of scared, like this person's gonna hit the person in front of me.
oh, they also like dodge cars by like this distance. They're like going at like 10 and they're like this distance from the car. And I honestly think that if they hit it, they're not gonna give a shit. They're just gonna keep going. That's what I've realized. They just don't give a shit. Like zero fucks are given. And they also have I once I get a taxi, like they always have an extra tax if you pay with card, if you get in an actual taxi.
Yeah,
But they don't accept card. And like I live in any other country and I just go into anything and I'm like, do you accept card? And they're like, of course. And I'm like, don't you of course me, woman. I
yeah.
have seen things. I think the most like absurd thing that's happened to me when I was in Berlin regarding card money was that I spilled water on my computer like a couple of months ago, so I had to replace the keyboard,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like, okay, cool. It was like 400 euros, and I replaced the keyboard, and the guy said it's 450 euros, and I take off my card, and he says we don't take card, and I was like, wait, what? And it was like, yeah, we only take money. You're gonna make me go to an ATM and withdraw 450 euros, put them in my wallet, and bring them back here? And he was like, but the taxes. And I was like, I will pay over just to not have to do this.
Yeah.
This is how you get mugged. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And they didn't take card. Like, I had to go to an ATM and withdraw 450 euros and take it back to the thing. And I
Dang.
never went back. Even though they were pretty fast, super nice, but I'm like, I have standards. I'm not gonna. This is
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, cool. Cool. Yeah. So thanks to everyone for coming out today. How's my audio? Last time I was having some audio. Can everyone hear me pretty good? Give me a sign in the chat. All right, sounds good. Perfect. 2 days ago I was streaming and people could only hear me out of one ear, and so it was
What?
yeah. I had some I had to fix some. I like I can code something, but when it comes to like hardware and like tech and like making sure audio goes to the right place, that's where I kind of get screwed up sometimes.
Oh yeah, I
So,
feel you.
but no, I think
I
we're
like
good today.
buttons. Yeah,
Yeah, same here.
give me a button
Cool.
and I'll do it.
So first off, Sarah, I want to show. I did purchase your opinionated React book. What's the link to that again? Is it
It's a
learn?
very good question. I can send you that. Wait, sorry, I was playing with the stress reliever thing. Uh, mm, there you go. Wait, where can I send you this?
Um, it's just leanpub.com. I think I can get it. Let's see.
Where's the chat here? I think every time Zoom makes an update, it gets more confusing. Okay, there you go. I sent you on the Zoom group chat.
Oh, perfect.
It's a group chat of two people.
Let's see. Might even be able to just find it right here. All right, perfect. Yeah, so if
Yeah.
anyone is interested, Sarah, I did actually purchase this myself. It's really good. I didn't read it all yet, but if anyone's interested, check out her book here on LeanPub. How long did it take you to write this?
Actually, not that long. I'm having issues with the final like 10%. So I wanna, for example, update two packages. So one is Rich Router because it's not gonna get any more feature updates. So I'm gonna update it
Okay.
with React Router 6, which has the same API. And the other one is Chakra UI for Atlassian Kit because I really like Chakra UI. And like now with all this pandemic, I'm just like, I need to finish the book.
Yeah.
So I'm mostly just missing switching those two things, adding something for icons and just a conclusion, and I'm waiting on the cover.
Gotcha.
Maggie's doing the cover, so it should
Oh,
be done.
nice.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of nailed that one.
Yeah, if you can get Maggie to do it, then that's gold.
I
Her and
know,
I,
I know.
her and I, her and I are gonna live stream here next month. She's gonna teach me how to draw something for. We're gonna do some web workers, and we're gonna try to draw them.
Oh, nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah. So check this out. I'll drop a link to her book here in the chat. So if anyone's interested, you can check that out. But it's good. If anyone wants to hear from Sarah herself, check this out. Yeah, it looks like
I
you
just
could.
want to say that if you lost your job or something due to this pandemic, or not due to this pandemic, but in the worst possible time, DM me on Twitter and I'll send you a free copy of the book.
Yeah.
I think
Sweet.
that's just the decent thing to do.
Cool. Alrighty. All right, let's jump into it. So we are talking about Code Sandbox today.
Yeah.
For everyone that's new to Code Sandbox, why don't you give us a little 30-second intro to Code Sandbox?
Yeah, so it's basically a code editor for the web, but it also allows you for other like fancy things that a lot of the other code editors don't allow, which is, for example, node servers. You can build node servers on it, run Gatsby or other things, and it also comes with a lot of predefined stuff. Builds all your things. You can deploy it. You can store it in store it on GitHub. A lot of these things come basically for free with Code Sandbox, and yeah, it's a sharing platform and a learning platform, and that's what we're trying to do.
Gotcha.
Make everyone learn the webs in the webs.
Cool. Yeah, I like Code Sandbox just because it's kind of like you can get it's a like a you can throw your code up online, share a link, and someone can instantly see it, view it in the same environment. Yeah, it's super slick, and I also like the GitHub feature, so I
Yeah,
can hook whenever I create a new create sandbox, I can let's see where's this at
yeah, it's here. You can just
oh yeah
it's like in this case, I apparently need to sign in with GitHub. So the reason you need to sign in twice is because when you create an account, we don't actually ask you for a lot of permissions. We only get your user info. But when you actually create a repository, we need more permissions.
yeah
That's why you need to sign in twice. Then you just enter a repository name and you can create a repository. And it will
gotcha
just make you a fancy GitHub repo that will stay in sync with the sandbox that you have as long as you push.
yeah cool. So yeah, what are some like so this is like you can make this basically like a code sandbox, right? Like I mean a Visual Studio Code
Yeah,
environment, right? Like
this
it's got can you
so
how
this is literally Visual Studio Code. The editor itself is literally Visual Studio Code. So are the themes and some of the extensions we have.
okay. So if I
Yeah.
wanted to like make my font bigger, how can I do that?
Like it's actually the exact same way as Visual Studio Code. So if I click Command Shift B, I can go to user settings and you can change the font size to 20, for example, and I can turn on like autosave. Like I usually actually have it on window change, so you can also turn on autosave, which is something that's really annoying. And
Okay.
another thing that a lot of people have problems with is that if I keep shit. So I already have it on, but it's line wrap. So you can also type in here and look for line wrap.
Okay.
Yeah, word wrap. Sorry, close enough. So if I turn this off, it does this thing, which is really annoying, which you can turn off by going to line wrap on. So we have the exact same settings as the default settings as VS Code. So by default, VS Code also has these things off. Should we change it? Maybe. So, but the way to do it is exactly the same way. Is just Command Shift B and you go to all your user settings.
Okay, so I've got all my
And also change
themes, all the scene.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we don't have all themes, but if you go to color theme, preferences color theme, you can change the theme here. So I'm in
Okay.
Night Owl, and I can change things too. Like this is Monakai, Lucy. There's a bunch of them. We do have a bunch of them. Like this is our default one. which is the like the code sandbox one, but you can change to anything. You also have the option in the settings to paste your own VS Code theme. I've actually never done this because I just use Night Owl on my VS Code. And
Yeah.
also, like, if I start using something else, I work in the company, so I can just add the theme. But in general, yeah. And also, one thing is that you can turn off preview on edit, actually. So the way
Gotcha.
we do it is that when you edit things, the preview changes. So let me show a React sandbox. So if I edit this, it will reload here, but like I don't want that shit. Like I just want it to reload when I, for example, actually save the file. So now I can do whatever I want, and until I, because it's on a delay, until I save the file, it won't actually do the auto preview thing,
Gotcha.
which is nice. I don't use it, but I mean, I use it if I have really long lists, which has happened. Like if you have a long list, it's pretty annoying. You try
Yeah.
to copy something and then it's gone.
So you can sign into Code Sandbox with your GitHub, right? And what once you've signed in, what options do you have?
So when you sign in, you go to this page, which is basically a different thing with this page. But yeah. So the problem is that I already have a bunch of things, but you get things like you get all of the sandboxes. So which start here. You only get up until here. So the problem is I have all of the code sandboxes. So you get all the, so these are the actual official templates that we support and give like not priority, but like if there's any bugs, we'll fix them. But there's also like people templates. So like if someone creates a template, you can just make it and share it with the community.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so if I search here for chakra or something, I don't think there's anything. That is so sad. Oh, I typed it wrong. Yeah, chakra UI, chakra example.
Okay.
So if I open this, this should give me a fancy chakra example. Maybe. Yeah. So and then you can start from here. So for example, it's a form. I don't know why that's not on the title. But yeah, so you can start from here if you want and just change it and make your own little template thing. There we go. So you can also make templates, which is nice so that you can start from them instead of always starting from scratch.
Nice.
But we're not very good at like announcing features and announcing these things. So like we kind of get bit by that, by our
Yeah.
inability to speak to other humans. So it's just like we make things and then we're like, people will find them, right? They don't. They,
Yeah.
they, they don't. There's also like a lot of configuration. For example, if I want to change prettier,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I can do that. So I think we have all of all the prettiers are the default prettier things. Actually, we always had this at a void, but now it's also default, so that's nice. And yeah, so all of the prettier settings are the default ones. And if there's something missing, please ping us and we can add it here. Either way, you can add it in the editor.
Gotcha.
So if I come here and I say single quote true, and I come to the source index.js. Did I open it? Yeah. And I save. Is it not? It's not doing it, man. It is not doing it. I do not appreciate when it doesn't do it. I think my computer's just slow. So I'm getting it. And good news is I'm getting a new computer.
Oh,
The
there
bad
you go.
news is it's still gonna take a long time because everything is delayed. Oh my god, are you gonna do things? Close. There we go. Okay, cool. I don't think. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So
Okay.
everything turns on to whatever I like, which is nice because I
Nice.
don't usually use semicolons
Yeah, me
because I'm a
neither.
terrible person,
No.
and I use single quotes. So
Same. Yep.
yeah,
Is that also in your opinionated React book?
not the semicolons. I don't know. I think everything is in single quotes, but not the semicolons because
Mm.
I feel like that's just like being too like. I feel like both things work, and like we don't have an advantage of over like in not using semicolons, and
Yeah.
everyone knows that. So like we'll always lose because they're like there
Yeah.
are 4 cases
Yep.
in which semicolons will screw you over, and you're like,
Yeah.
You know, if you write something and then the next line starts with an array, and like, how many times have you done that? Why? How?
Yeah.
What? But in general, yeah, I write everything without semicolons.
Cool. So once you upgrade to pro, what do you get that's not in pro?
You basically get free private sandboxes.
Oh, private.
So
Okay.
so like if I do this, all of my sandboxes are public. And if you upgrade to pro, I can have the sandbox private, which I can't do right now. I mean, I can, but I shouldn't,
Gotcha.
because Tyler is on the sandbox. But
Yeah.
I can just upgrade it to being private.
Cool.
Something weird happened. My computer's just being slow. Uh, let me. Uh, how do I do that fancy thing? Let me come here and click somewhere one day. Why do you hate me? Like, in all seriousness, like, it shouldn't be this slow. Like, it's only like 3 years old, which I guess is like the max year you get for MacBooks now. Is 3 years. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe like that's the warranty somewhere. Oh look, pages are unresponsive. But like, that's it. I get 3 years, and
Yeah.
then you cry,
Yep.
and
That's
you
when the
have to.
battery starts to slowly die on you.
The battery's actually still pretty good, which is
Oh, okay.
weird. But the battery is still pretty good. So let me open a new tab with this and not open it, and let me close this fucking tab and come here. Yeah, this is my life, even when I work in Codesandbox. I'm getting a new computer, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, why are
Yeah.
you like this? Okay, cool. So, what I wanted to show is basically just a really simple Express API. How we can make it. This is the default node template that you can get just by typing node in the thing. And by thing, I mean this thing. And then like you will get this completely normal template that just has a really small server onto it. So one thing that you can do is that you can install a dependency by coming here, but we're actually on like a container thing, so I can do this and say yarn add express. By default, we use yarn for literally everything. So I think you also have npm. Yeah, but we use yarn. So as you can see, it installed it. It's on a
Nice.
package.json, and I have access to Express. So let's go to the Express docs. I'm using Express because I don't know what people use nowadays. And back when I was a child, I used Express.
No, yeah,
So
that still works today for sure.
yeah, like I know it still works, but I'm sure someone is gonna be like, "There's so many good things that you could have used." I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's cool. But okay, so if I do this, we are probably gonna have a small issue, which is the port is not the same. So it closed port 8080, and now I need to probably restart because the port. No, it's still working. Oh, okay, that's cool. So one really weird thing that you can do is listening on port 3000. Okay, cool. Yeah. So one really weird thing that you can do is that I can come here, and it's really fucking stupid. Like, it may be useful, but like, let me create a server too. .js. Sorry. And paste this in here. And change this port to 3001. Okay, cool. So this exists now, and that's cool, but it's not gonna do anything. But if I come here and I do another one, like another node script, and start 2, and I say node1 start server 2. Okay, all good here. And if I go to this new node bash, now if I go here, I can actually run the other thing, I think. For some reason. We deleted it, that's nice. So I can run yarn start 2. And it says cannot find module. Oh, because it's not on source. Sorry about that. Okay, yarn start 2. And now it's listening on port 3001, and I can open that browser pane. And you can actually have like a front end and a back end running at the same time in different ports. So if I
Nice.
change the one that's 3002 to something else, like this, it will only reload it will only like, why the fuck? I mean, I guess it is in use because it's in use by you. I mean, Does that make sense? Because it doesn't make sense to me. To say like the port is already in use. Okay, example app running on port 3001. And you can actually run several ports, which is not that widely used, but it's nice for when you have like Gatsby and you want to have two browser panes. You can actually
Yeah.
see it, like the ports here open, and you can open the GraphQL for it. Okay, so we have something that says that this is trash. We have something that says hello world, but we actually want to send JSON.
Right.
So we're gonna look for the JSON part. I think it's res.json. Yeah, res.json, that's it.
Yeah.
So if I send res.json and I put, oh my god, remember JSONP, that was terrible. And I put name Sarah or something. This will say name Sarah. And if you want to test that JSON, I have a really fancy, yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Fancy little source thing that I
Yeah.
had for a long time. All right, but let's do something like actually kind of useful, I guess. So let's use like the random general people random API. People random API. There's an API for this, I'm sure. There's an API for everything. Random user generators, see? And let's get a bunch of like random human beings. Learn more. Okay, cool. Random API. I don't think this is what we want.
Whoa, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, same. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I usually use node fetch just because I'm used to fetch. You're an add
Yeah.
node fetch. So just because I'm used to fetch. Okay, so const fetch equals require. Exactly what I wanted. Node fetch. Okay, so this thing needs to be async. What is wrong here? There we go. Okay, I fucked up something, and I don't know what. So this closes here, this closes, okay, I'm missing this. Okay, so this needs to be async. So this creates a function that is async, and const data equals await fetch random user API, then do the all like JSON thing that no one likes. RSP, JSON, whatever.
Yeah.
We need to do this. Okay, fine. So now let's see what the response actually is. If I do this, reload here, we
Nice.
get results. So we actually want results out of this data. So
Yeah.
oh, so there's an error which says the data is not defined. I mean, that makes sense. Okay, so we get a bunch of people, and I'm gonna open this again in the fancy thing. There we go. So we get a bunch of people, and we get their streets. We get their like. Can we get a face? Just like any random face? No, I don't. Interesting. Oh no, there is a picture. Is it here?
Is it image or let's see? What was it?
Oh, this only
there
gets
you go.
one
Picture.
user. Yeah, but this only gets one user. Documentation. I think you can get like 10. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, yes. I want 5,000 people. Where was that? There we go. And results equals 10 or something. Okay, so now we should get to 10 results. I think that was an error. No, it's listening on port 3000 again. And now we should get 10 results. Okay, cool. So, the idea of this is that we are... Shit, that was stupid. Okay, so the idea of this is that now we can actually like call this from a front end. So if I go to a React sandbox that I think is basically here, and let me copy this. So this is the endpoint where it is. So I'm gonna set this endpoint to be /people. And now if I reload this, it's actually gonna be completely broken. Exactly. So if I go to people.
Nothing's there. Slash people. Okay.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so let me do something here, and let me, where is that? The great suspender. Suspend this tab. Thank God. Okay, so let's make a React sandbox. And so we have the URL, and let's just use our fancy console. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we want to say that no const. Oh, actually constant. Sorry. So we have people, and then we can set these people. I feel like everyone is just like judging me right now, and it's like, bitch, you make a lot of money, you can buy a computer, and I'm like, I'm not saying I can't. I'm saying I'm super cheap. Equals you state. Do you think I have a what's the name of it? A Chromebook? Because I'm cheap.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. It stopped obviously because like in reality, no one uses Chromebooks. So use effect, and let's run this at start. That's when we want to run this.
Oh. Are you a fetch person? Just the JavaScript fetch?
Yeah, I
Or
used
do
to
you,
just use fetch. Like I got used
yeah.
to the then.json thing. So
Yeah, me too.
so now because use effect does not allow for async things, we cannot async it.
Hmm. Well, we can make
This is
we can make an async
I don't
function
want it.
inside
I
of
don't
here.
want it. I don't
Okay.
want it. That will just like give them a reason to leave it like this, and I don't think they should. So like
Okay.
I should be able to have an async effect, and I can't. It's like I know that I can like make a function outside of it, but then I still have to append it with a then.
Yeah.
So okay, so use effect, and let's say that I want to fetch this URL and rsp.json, and then let me save so that's gonna be pretty. There we go, beautiful. Then I wanna set data. Sorry, set people. That's very not helpful. There we go. Okay. So I forgot to console log. And let me console.log people. Then let them. I don't think that works. I think you have to pass it on.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
set
I think
people's
you have
not
to.
a set people's not a promise, right? So you can't dot then.
No, you can always. Okay, okay, never mind. Didn't work either way. Okay, so failed to fetch,
Oh
and
yeah,
does this actually show the error? People's no. I mean, it shows me one error, and if I go to the network, eventually, there we go. No, that's the elements. Come on, you got this, Pepe. You got this. There we go. Okay, let me close this, and if I try to fetch this again, and I filter this by SSC, which is part of the URL. Okay, so it failed because response review. It just failed. It just failed, and that's because there are. So it just failed because there's no headers. So there's no
yeah. There's no headers.
trying to
in
get
this.
something that doesn't have any cores.
Right.
So if you want to use cores, I think it's just a package named cores that I think
Yeah.
you can use. That by default will set everything to like this can be used by everyone.
Yep.
Everyone can use my code. It is
Yeah, it's just the cores npm package. You just do
Yeah.
app.use and then cores.
Yeah, I think the reason I still like Express is just because like there's so many plugins.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
extensible. There's everyone's got a plugin for npm package for anything.
Anything. Yeah, it's kind of like React. Also,
Yeah.
one thing you've been noticing that like my computer is slow, but this is super fast because this actually runs on a different server. This doesn't
Yeah.
run the internet speed is not my speed. It's Hetzner's speed, which is the provider that we use. Okay, so then I need to say const course equals require course. So if you have like a really shitty internet, I would say just always use server sandboxes just in general because and I can just say app.use course app.use. So this reverted me back to here, but I can go to people again and see if it still works, and it's all good. So if I try to reload this, it now supposedly works, and let me, so instead of this, let me JSON that stringify all the people that we get, so JSON that stringify people. Beep, beep. English is not my like first language. Okay.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. There we go. I don't think this
Nice.
thing even worked. But we got a bunch of people, and let's get their photos and their names. Where is that? So picture and medium or something. Okay, UL. UL. Oh wait, I need to say like, if people render this. If no people, so I'll close UL. If no people, render null. Okay, cool. So, and then we have the map, and we have a person. That should be an li, and close that li, and it should have an image with a source of person, that picture, that thumbnail. There we go, and an alt of. Where's that boy? Really? Really? Okay, so name. Why are you like this?
Dude.
Oh God, this is
Template
so
string,
crappy.
yeah, and then
Yeah, I gotta. Oh God. Okay, so name, and it's person. That name, that first, yeah, and then a space. I'm sorry, person, that name, that last. And now they have like a full name, and I just didn't see it, and that would be so depressing. And I don't think this is working because I missed something. Yeah, I missed this. Whoa, not this. That's never what you want.
there you go. You know it works in prettier formats.
Exactly. I've started to like just use that in my favor, but the problem is since I don't format anything unless prettier formats it for me, then everything is just a scramble of like shittiness, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is my error? Okay, so the next step is let's show the name of the person. After this thing, let's do this. I know we don't need this. And then I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I'm just gonna use the country. So city, country. And then from. You also like, do people actually like fuck up with this? Which is like, forgetting that like outside of template strings you don't need this, and then you go outside and you're like, yes, sure, I need this,
Yeah.
and then it starts showing up, and you're like, God damn it.
I think you have post message countries and a person country.
I hate everything about this. Everything. Hate everything about TypeScript. Everything. Except when it works. When it works, it's great. Okay, cool.
Nice.
So, from, that is not the country. So you have the, oh, location, that country. Okay.
Location.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna make this like slightly prettier. So let me get the name, the picture, and the location. And I can delete all this like person bullshit. Beautiful. I don't think it was beautiful enough. No, it has an extra thing here. No,
go.
wait.
Oh,
Nailed
no.
it. Yeah, nailed it.
There you
nailed
go.
It.
There you go.
Maybe. There we go. Beautiful.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, so what else can we do with those? Do you have any other ideas? Do you want to make this like slightly prettier?
Yeah. So yeah, just to recap what we've done so far, we have one Codesandbox that's acting like our backend, like our service. So it's running Node and Express. It's running on a port. We've got an endpoint that we've made / people inside of that server. Instead of Express, the endpoint, we're calling the random people API and then responding back with it to this new React Codesandbox. So and then inside of here, we've got our use effect and our use state that's fetching that endpoint that's running on a different code sandbox, and then we're displaying the people out onto this React.
Okay, so there's one thing that I
Yeah.
want to point out is that like if I don't use this for 30 minutes, it will hibernate. But when you make an API call, it also wakes up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
I
nice.
was
Like it
curious
takes a
about that.
while,
If
obviously. Like it's not like we're not tight. Like it doesn't wake up in like half a millisecond, but it does wake up if you want to do like demos and stuff. It works fine.
gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna use. Yeah, go.
Um, can you check on your Zoom? There's an echo. All right, that people can hear. Can you see? Do you have like it open inside of like your phone and your computer at the same time, or like is your mic?
What do you mean? What do you? Wait.
So if you look at your audio,
Yeah.
is it going to both like your phone and your computer, or is it just?
What do you mean by my phone and my computer? No, I think it's
No?
only on my computer.
Okay.
I think this just may be too loud. Yeah, I think. Wait, let me get the thing. Give me 1 second. Got it. Okay, let's mess up with these buttons that I have no idea what they do, and let's try to see if this gets better.
I'm not sure how to help, but yeah, there's like you're like echoing. I'm not sure if it's me or you, but
This doesn't even work now. Okay, cool. Is this better?
no, you're still echoing.
Better now.
Let's see.
Words in a sentence.
Oh, everything you're sounding the exact same. It's just there's like this echo where you're like echoing on it. I'm not sure.
It's weird because all my house is completely open. There's not even. It's weird. Oh, that was just a fancy thing falling.
All right, never mind. Let's keep going.
It's, as long as my internet is not working, trust me, this is a win. And it's working. This is a win. Well, no,
Yeah.
we've been having a lot of problems in Europe with internets failing because everyone is using them right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's quite on the opposite of nice. Okay, so let's just, I don't know, make a card for this or something so
Yeah.
that it looks like better. I'm
a
gonna
little
use
bit-
Chakra UI because I like it, and I think
Okay.
it's just. Let's try that. The problem with Chakra UI, and it's not a problem with Chakra UI, it's a problem of how Codesandbox adds dependencies in the front end, is that this is gonna be a while. Because I have to add like them one by one. Should we fix this? Probably. Are we gonna? Very likely. When? I don't know. Someday.
So tell us about Chakra. Is it like is it similar to like Bootstrap or like Tailwind
Yeah,
CSS?
it's kind of like Bootstrap. Actually, it's also kind of like Tailwind CSS. So the way it works is that it gives you some predefined components, but it
Yeah.
also gives you something called a box. And in that box, you can do anything you want. So for example, you can add margin tops. Like I'll just show it really fast. So let me add this. And so let me just add the, and let me import the theme provider. And then we can use it. So if I come here and I import the theme provider, and I don't care about React strict mode, theme provider, and I say theme. I know I haven't imported the theme, but just give me a second. And I just say theme. This is the default theme from Chakra UI. There we go. And it's also theme provider. So they also provide two very useful things. So first of all, I'm going to remove this import from the CSS that we have here. That's not really useful. Cool. And they have a really, yeah, there we go, CSS reset. Which is like weirdly
That's
useful
pretty handy.
in today's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just useful. So if I do this now, everything should look like slightly better. Quick fix. No, okay. I tried my best. yeah. There's also another thing they have, which is, there we go. Much better.
That's nice.
I have another thing, which is color mode. A second. So yeah, can I have a color mode provider? And that is really fancy because, wait, I don't remember where that is. That's in the side. Okay, so color mode provider, close this, and close the color mode provider, and import the color mode provider here. And then what happens is that it's still transpiling modules. I'm sorry. I got excited. And then what happens? And then what happens? Oh my god. Do it. It's all dark because my settings in my VS, my Mac are dark. So if I go to, always forget the name because it's not settings.
Yeah.
What is it? It's preferences? System preferences. There we go. Does this? I hope this happens to everyone. And I go to general, so it's dark, and if I put it to light, this actually changes the light, and I blind my eyes. So that is an actually really cool thing. You can also toggle it, so I'm just gonna add the button, which is this, so you can use color mode,
Yeah.
which is really nice. So if I go to the, actually this could just be on the top, it doesn't really matter. It actually does matter, because I don't have a function here. So if I say use color mode, and this comes from Tracker UI, quick fix, doesn't work. I tried my best, okay? Import. Use color mode. Tracker UI core. And then you have like this thing, so toggle color mode, and that's it. So I can add a button, and I need to import the button as well. And I can just have this here. So you can toggle the color mode.
Wow. That's super easy.
Yeah, it is. It's actually quite nice. So I can toggle to light and toggle to dark. And also like all these things have a really nice thing of just, so for example, this is the main thing, right? So I'm gonna call it a box, which is a component that comes from Tracker UI, which why I think Tracker UI is so nice, is mostly this component.
Okay.
And then this is just a div that you can do anything with. So I can say that the width, if I can type, is 600 pixels. So it's 600. And the margin is so 50 auto. And now we should actually show something because I just put it like this is smaller. But now you can't see it because it's not an auto.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 600. So you can do two ways. You can do this, or you can write pixels. You can't just
Okay.
write 600 in the text,
Okay.
which is like
I was
keeps
thinking, I was
happening.
curious about that.
Yeah, which also didn't work. So that's nice. Why are you letting me down, boy?
Does your
Let's see
margin
why
need
it's-
pixels as well?
Yes.
Does your margin for 50 pixel?
Yes, it does. Okay. Is it gonna now? Did I say yeah? It's doing it. It's doing it. I like how my elements haven't shown up yet. I respect that. I just gave up completely. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Good talk, bro. Yeah, okay, cool.
All right, there you go.
And this is the thing, like, this is pretty cool because you can also do this to other stuff. So I can go to the button and say margin bottom and just say, like, this is numbers that they give it in rem. So I'm going to say, like, the value of 4, which is their value of something. I don't think
Okay.
they have a float, which is quite nice. Like, you can just build stuff like this. So this li basically is a, so, and you can also give it an as. So this is a box. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it. As UL. So this means that it's a box, but it will render as a UL.
Yeah.
And I want, do they have list style? They have everything. List, yeah, list style type? None. Got this, don't worry, none. And they should probably remove those things. So the problem with CSS and JS a lot of times, mostly, is that it needs to re-render pretty much everything. And that's
Yeah.
kind of a pain in the ass, but well. And I'm also gonna get the medium one, and I can do things like, so this is the box. I think they actually have avatars. Let me check. Yeah, they have avatars, so I can just use their avatar thing. Yeah, which is nice. So let me just get the avatar, and this just takes a name and a source. Okay, cool. So, whoop. Avatar, and instead of being this, it's an avatar. It takes and the alt is the name. Yeah, misspelled avatar, sorry. And also there's like really basic things like how do you say it? Yeah, we got avatars. Why do they have my face? So that's weird. That is really random. This is a photo of me from like when I was like 19.
Oh, yeah, that's a little creepy.
Should we talk about this? Because I feel like we should talk about this. I'm gonna reload this again, just so we get a new version of this, because that was fucking creepy. Okay, cool. That was weird.
Yeah. What are the odds?
I know, right? Maybe I gave them access to that image for some reason. I don't know. So can't judge if I honestly do not remember, like at all. And I'm gonna make the avatar slightly bigger, which is so kind of like the this one. So that is
Okay.
LG, I think. Yeah. So it's size LG. Cool. And and size. And I think the nice thing is that this actually uses like TypeScript, so it can actually tell you like everything, literally
Oh, nice.
everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna give this thing a really fancy thing. So we're gonna say display. Yeah, grid. And we're gonna say grid template. Sorry. Ah! Template columns. And this is gonna be just two, one FR, one FR. And grid gap. Oh, sorry, because it's like this. So grid gap equals, I don't know, 20 pixels. Whatever you want. So they also have something called a stack, which is basically a box, but it has a display of flex.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use a stack for this. And I'm gonna say stack as blah blah, what's the name? Li. And then you have an align elements. Oh, wait, sorry, I need to import it, otherwise it doesn't know what's in it. That makes sense.
Align items.
Align items. Yay, align items. Center and justify content. No, justify content is not center. There we go. And this can actually be text. They also have a thing for text, which is just your average text.
Okay.
But it gets wrapped in their fancy thing. And this is also text. So then you can give it whatever color you want. So I need to also import text. Okay, so now we need to figure out why the fuck the text isn't showing. Oh, no, it is. There we go.
Yeah, it's there.
So, yeah, so align item center. Why is it like this, though? I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, it looks good.
I just needed an answer, but I guess I don't need it anymore, so that's fine. So let's give it a margin bottom of more pixels, maybe? Because I don't... Interesting problem. Do they have floats? Let me check. Wait, I need to do this. That's... Yes! Oh my god! Old way style coding. Float right.
I have nightmares of using float.
Honestly, sometimes it's useful. Like, this is literally all I wanted. Like, just go to the right. I don't have to care about you. And position absolute. Absolute. There we go. So, like, I don't care about you. You just go to the right.
Yeah.
Figure out where you're supposed to be, and this can have a position of relative. Can you give it a relative? No, you have to say position. Yeah, and then you can say relative. And this can have a right of 20, for example, and a top of 50.
I haven't used float in forever, but if you have it absolute, then you don't need the float, right?
Yeah, I don't need the float anymore. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And look, it looks like shit. I don't know why, but it's here instead of being at the top. Oh, because this is a position of relative. Okay, sorry, minus 20. And minus 20. I just wanted to go there. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you can't see my hand, but I was like, I just wanted to go. There we go, beautiful.
There you go.
I mean, not really, but I can say minus 50. And minus 40. Okay, there we go. It's over there. That's all that matters. And you can toggle the thing. Let's make the text like look slightly different. So we have like, I think the text has like fancy things in it. Or it doesn't. Props. It gets all the props component. Okay. So I can say that the color of this, so this one is white. So I can say that the color of this text is gray, like 500. And this will change the color of the text to something else, which is like gray 500, which is by their standard. So if I toggle to light, this will still be gray.
Nice.
Because we don't care
That's
as much like what the thing is. And there should also be a heading instead, maybe. And heading and level equals 3. And let me import the heading. Like, it's pretty nice because you can just, like, it's very good for prototyping in the browser.
Yeah.
That's the main thing of it. It's really good for prototyping in the browser.
Yeah, and
So
it's
now you get
fast,
a
right? You don't need to
yeah,
have a terminal. You don't need Webpack or anything set up. It's just throw your code up
yeah,
there and share it.
yeah. It's really fast. Like it does need to transpile the modules, but
Sure.
so there you go. So now you have a level. Oh my god! I have a level of 4. And let me come here to the icon editing. Oh, okay. So it's the size. So what I want is the size of MD. So it's an as and size MD. That's what I wanted with level 4. Some of them use levels and some of them use size and like, it's hard. It's really hard. Life is hard, man. Life in this pandemic is really hard. This is what I want. So screw this, close, close, and now we got this. Let me actually open this. I want to see something. So if I come here, I do this. Come on, you got this. Okay. Oh, that's sad. It actually only says like the actual country because I think there's like React flags. This is a thing,
Oh, interesting.
but I don't think it allows you to put the country name. I think it's only the.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
does it?
the
I think it's a code. Yeah.
yeah the
Yeah, it's
code.
Code US. Because that would be like nice. React flags. There's also like 10 of them, so maybe one of them allows you for the name. What? Country, the no, yeah, no. That's random. Yeah, it only allows you for that. That. Very sad.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, very sad. But
Can you give me the Codesandbox link that you're working on there so I can share it?
so this one is the React one, and this one is the other one. Oh crap. So little trick, if you do this, and you copy this, and you say S, and you paste this, it also works. There we go. This is the node one. Yeah.
Okay.
So this looks nice, and yeah, I think we can basically leave it here. I can also get more people. Let me just get like 10 or something so we can just get a fancy scroll. Okay, 20. Oh, results are 20. There we go. So save. It's starting the container, restarting changes. And I need to go to people, see if it's still working. Yeah, all good. If I reload this one here, it will do the old fetching thing again. And it will probably get me 20 people. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
So it's really nice to test stuff. You can also, like, wait, I have an idea to make it even more fancy. You can come to the avatar and say border. Oh my god, you can't. That is so sad. I am so saddened now. I wanted to add something really fancy, and they're not letting me, and that is just sad. Where is that? Where is the avatar? Avatar. Yep. Show border. Oh, okay, I can have a border. I can. That is weird. You can have child. Show border. But I can't change the color of the border. I can also not see a border. It's fine. We don't need borders. Fancy.
That's okay. No, it looks good. Yeah, thanks for showing us. Showing us that we only have a couple more minutes left before I gotta take off. But yeah, I shared the link in the chat, so if anyone wants to go click on that and view all of Sarah's beautiful code and see what we did, you can check out. I am a big fan of the switching between dark and light. That's my biggest takeaway from it.
Honestly, it's really good. And like some people will open this in light and some people will open this in dark, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
Yeah.
haven't
So
figured out how to set it by default in dark. So if you do, please let me know.
yeah, that's cool. Well, sweet. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today, Sarah. Thanks for showing us a little bit of Code Sandbox. I'll hopefully I'll put the video up on YouTube, and I'll put all the stuff we talked about in a little article, and I'll share that. So if anyone
Oh, nice.
wants
Thank
to
you.
if anyone wants to come back and look it over, I'll be sure to tag you and put that up online.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.